Okay, thank you everyone. Next session, who's ready to take their life to the next level? We have Stephen van Basten and Vinesh Maharaj, all the way from India, but living in South Africa. But he's actually a South African Indian. They are a formidable team, if that is the word. You know, they work together. They do amazing things. You know, just to give you an idea, Stephen van Basten is a leading public speaker, trainer, author, coach, relationship relationship mastery, and sales intelligence. He has cut his teeth in the trenches of building and leading sales team. He is highly sought after, and his knowledge and skills and Stephen's experience as sales manager in many large companies places him very well in this arena. Vinesh, by the way, boasts a successful sales career and has 20 years of experience. You will feel their energy when they come in. He trains salespeople on how to best sell products, services to all levels of business. His expertise ranges from entrepreneurs to corporates, and he has a phenomenal record in growing results through hands-on experiential sales training techniques. Everyone, let's give a big hand of applause and a hand for Vinesh and Stephen van Basten. Yes.
Vrijdag, mannen, vrijdag. Yo, yo, yo.
Hi, Vinesh.
Hey, good afternoon. Thank you so much. Hello, everybody, and welcome. Thank you to Quibus and his amazing team, the people in the background who put in the energy and time to make this happen. Thank you to all the speakers who are adding so much incredible value. I want to do a high-level introduction today. Firstly, to who we are. Secondly, why sales trainers would be talking about creating the ultimate lifestyle by kicking average in the teeth. And here goes first and foremostly.
People say they want energy, so you must pump it, ne?
All right, here goes. So firstly, we're the yin yang of sales, my friends. For those of you who don't know us, Stephen and I partnered all of 4 years ago. I had predominantly been focusing on traditional sales training. I meet this guy, Stephen, who blows my mind and says, you got a missing piece in your puzzle. And that missing piece is what he described as the inner game, the thoughts, the beliefs, the feeling that drives human behavior. We put together a program, and lo and behold, in our first year, we crushed the likes of Investec, Discovery, Absa Bank, FNB, Pam Golding, Remax, and a host of other large and small businesses across Gauteng and perhaps the largest South Africa, those that are national. One of the questions we always ask by employers is, where do I find great salespeople? And what we kind of realized is there is a massive gap in the market. And it's not just a sales gap, it's a personal development gap. How do I wake up to achieve my dreams? How do I inspire and motivate even when I'm going through a shitstorm? How do I find the gears that are necessary to overcome mediocrity? So we took our inner game program, which Stephen is the mastermind of, and we put that through a stress test to say, how do we help uplift people who have no more hope and give them hope? People who have no more belief and give them faith. People who have no more direction and give them process and skills and strategies to be, do, and have whatever they want. Can you believe that after testing this program online over the lockdown period, we've had phenomenal success stories. People from all walks of life, rich and poor, middle class, black, white, Indian, Chinese, people who have great education and people who have no education. Nike, Oluwapo, I think the problem is with you. If everybody else can hear me, give me a 10 in the chat box. Mike is struggling with audio. If you can hear me, give me a 10. Thank you very much, Yvette. Thank you, Martina. Great. So what we realized is that for people to actually get out of mediocrity and ultimately crush their goals, and I don't want to take any limelight away from what Stephen's going to take you through today, but I want to share with you a couple of thoughts that by the end of this call, by the end of this talk today, we want to leave you with thoughts, ideas, and activities that can change the way you think, the way you behave. Everybody I know wants to be skinny, happy, and rich. Everybody I know wants to be happy in a loving relationship and be fulfilled. Then why are we not? Everybody here on this call as a child had dreams to be an actor, a fireman, a musician, a scientist, an astronaut. Where have those dreams gone to die? We have settled, we have surrendered, we have tolerated, and we've become a society of average. Nobody wants an average lover, husband, or wife. Nobody wants an average job. Nobody wants an average hobby. Nobody wants an average income or lifestyle. We've put together a presentation for you today for the next 60 to 90 minutes to push your paradigm, to grow your thinking, and to challenge you on a very personal level in the most gentle way possible so that you can stretch who you are and become everything you can be. Why do we call ourselves the yin-yang of sales? Because Stephen focuses on this, the thoughts, the beliefs, the feelings, the inner game, the yes. So when your thoughts and your heart and your beliefs are aligned, you become unstoppable. And when they are not aligned, you surrender and suffer. And what I do is the outer game, those activities that are necessary to build and become. Now, my story I'll share with you later, but today is about changing your paradigm and your story. Ladies and gentlemen, let me introduce my partner in crime and your host for the next 60 minutes or so, a guy from the South coming in hard and heavy. Stephen from Basten, the inner game coach, the guru, the thought master. He is the maestro of human behavior. He is a published author, 5 books in the making. He is killing it already. He will take your relationship with yourself, with God, your husband or wife, and your dreams and take you to a whole freaking next level. Grab your pens, fasten your seatbelts, put on your big boy panties. My name is Vinesh Maharaj. Put your hands together and welcome Mr. Stephen Van Basten.
That's awesome. Thank you. Thank you, Vinesh. Listen, welcome everyone. I'm going to ask you right up front, if you on the line or on the Zoom on Tuesday for the sales course, will you put a yes? If you weren't, would you put a no? So just so I've got a little bit of, a little bit of a feeling. Oh, a lot of people, a lot of repeats. Thank you. Keep them going. I just want to get a feel. Okay, fantastic. So a little bit of both. And on a scale of 0 to 10, 0. Oh, very good. 0 to 10. How well can you hear me right now? So how well is, 6, 10. Okay, very good. Awesome. Right. So listen, I'm going to share a little bit of what I did last time. I have tweeted somewhat, but we're here to tell you that you can have anything you want. And the bottom line really is that you can have anything that you want. So while we're here, I'm going to ask you also, those of you who are able to, would you mind putting on your camera so that we can see you? It's just nice to be able to see everyone and see your reactions. It makes it a little bit easier. Or I say, hey, how's it, Marinda Grobler? Very good. Gary Bath, hey, how's it? Not dressed? Doesn't matter. Well, listen, if you're dressed from the top up, it's all right. If you're in your Zoom uniform, that's okay, no problem. Thank you very much. Vinesh Maharaj, very good. So listen, we're here to tell you that you can have anything you want. And we have, I'm going to start off today just with 9 steps to manifestation. I suggest you don't count them, but because the essence, I'm going to give you the essence of this. But before we go on that, I'm going to ask just in the chat box, give me a quick indication. Who of you would like to be a multimillionaire? Give me a 9 in the chat box for multimillionaire. Fantastic. All right, Tracy, Rian, Marina, Priscilla, ooh, Wendy. Oh yeah. All right, very good. Who of you just give me a 5 in the chat box? Who of you would like to improve your relationships? Have improved relationships with your partner, your wife, your husband, your God, yourself, your children, your prospects, your boss. Okay, absolutely. How many of you? Ooh, very good. Give us a 1 in the chat box if you would like an improved relationship with your maker. Whoever you deem he, she, it, or they to be. Because if you're Hindu like Vinesh, there are a couple of them, right? All right. And if you're universalist like me, we're open to everything. Very good. So listen, I'm here to tell you, firstly, the most important person in your life after God, if you're very religious, I'll give you that, is yourself. You know, the relationship with yourself is the number one relationship that you need to look after. You know, John DeMartini will tell you we're all selfish. The meaning of your life is to get more of what you want and less of what you don't. More of what gives you pleasure and less of what gives you pain. Okay, you know, in my opinion, not so humble, I'm a Leo, right? I'm going to give it to you straight. I think we need to get a little bit more selfish, and we need to look after ourselves a little bit more. And before we start looking after others. Now, when you get that, I'm going to ask you, who are the top 5 people in your life? The top 5, the most important 5 people in your life. Start with yourself. Number 1, will you write it down? Who are the top 5 people in your life? And then I'm going to suggest you find out what fulfills them, and you keep fulfilling their needs. This is the number 1 life mastery moment right here. Who are the 5 most important people in your life, and how can you continue to fulfill their needs? Now, this is from a selfish perspective. Don't go brother, sister, if your brother and sister live in Australia and you only see them over Christmas. I want you to be selfish. Who are the 5 people that bring you the most value? So I've got myself, all right? Then I've got my wife. Then I've got Vinesh Maharaj, okay? Then I've got Lorisa, my PA. And then I've got my daughter. Now you're all going to go, what kind of a father are you? I'm a great father. My daughter's 25, married in America. She brings me love, etc., etc., but true, real value day to day. She doesn't need me anymore. She's living her own life. Who are the top 5 people in your life? How do you fulfill their needs? Now, you know how you do that? You go home tonight. You go, darling, what do you love about me? Sweetheart, why are you still with me? I've been with Jaxie now 32 years, married 27. Okay, Lorisa's been my PA for about 8-9 years. Vanessa's been my partner for 4 years. I ask them regularly, why are you still with me? What is it about me that you like? And when they answer, firstly I listen, and then when they tell me nice things, I don't go, oh, duh, and tell them they're wrong. I'll go, thank you very much, thank you very much, thank you very much. And then I focus on that. Why are you still with me? Because you do this, 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 and this. That's what they need in their life for you to fulfill them. So now, here's the next part. Who are the 5 people in your life that annoy you the most? That are bringing you the tears, that are bringing you the gray hairs, if you're lucky enough to still have hair. Gary and I, we've got the beautiful bald heads, man. There are only a couple of those, and Alfred as well. Who are the 5 people you need to cull? Who do you need to get rid of? Who are you holding on to because you think it's societally correct and religiously correct and politically correct? Now, listen, my wife can be quite annoying because look, anyone think she's showing a smile because she knows, you know, if you're in a relationship for a long time, you annoy each other. I annoy Jackie, she annoys me. That's a given. So if this person's also in your top 5, you can't call them, all right? If they're most important. But who can you get rid of? Who do you need to get out of your life? Who are the people that are encouraging you to drink, encouraging you to snort the cocaine, encouraging you to drink 20 beers? Yeah, cocaine's nice every now and again, Tracy, but it's not long term, it's problematic, right? You know, who are the guys that are encouraging you to drink 20 beers on the golf course? You've wasted your $1,000 because you can't drive drunk, right? Who are the bad influences in your life that actually you need to get rid of? Tell them. If you're in business, same thing. Who are your top 5 customers or your top 20% of customers? Go phone them and go, John, you've been buying from me for 20 years. Why? Why are you buying from me? Alfred, everyone else can hear. It must be you, my bad. Turn up your volume. Okay. So phone your customers and go, why do you love us? Why do you buy from me? What are we fulfilling that no one else is? You continue to do that. Then you go to your bottom customers. You know, those are the folks that ask for discounts, and they always query, and they're a pain in the ass. Call them, send them to your competitor, and let them go bankrupt because they've got bad customers. Send them to we've got a great competitor. Go, they can sort you out. Get rid of the okies in your life. Please don't hold on to people who you shouldn't because society believes and deems it to be important. Now, here's the most important question we can ask. Here's the question of questions. This is John DeMartini 101. DeMartini 101. What do you truly love? Number one, when are you most fulfilled? What makes you the most happy? Okay, some of you don't tell me, I might blush. Okay, well, if it's naughty, yeah, I get that, man. No, so but it's a bit problematic because thank you, Tracy. The next question becomes problematic if it's that. It's like, so what do you truly love? What truly fulfills you? When are you at your happiest? How do you make? And then a second question: how do you make a couple of million a year doing exactly that? Because when you do what you love, and it's a cliche, excuse me, I'm going to give you the cliche. When you do what you love, you don't work a day in your life. John DeMartini says vacations are for people who aren't in their high values. They have to go on vacation at the end of their year to recover from the year. That means for 11 and a half months, you're out of your high value. You're hating, that's why we get, why we get ME? Your body's clever. You hate it at work, so it gives you ME flu to stop you going. It's very clever. Your body's brilliant. When you go to do the same job over and over again, hating it over it, that's why we get cancer. We're killing ourselves because it's the body's way of telling us we're not in our high values. So if you haven't done the high value determination exercise with John DeMartini, please do it. Just go to his website, drdrdemartini.com, the high value exercise, search for it and do it. And then you need to do it a couple of times to get clearer and clearer and clearer and clearer. Then you need to go through the 7 areas of life. There's 7 areas of life. We believe the gurus have told you we need balance. Okay, people go, oh, work-life balance. I don't think there's anything like that. We do what we love. If your husband is or your wife is at work more than at home, it's probably because it's more pleasant there. If your spouse works until 10, 11 at night, every single night, not month end and year end, every single night, I promise you, it's more pleasant at work than it is at home. Your job as a spouse is to make it more pleasant at home than at work. So what's truly high on your values? Now, there's 7 areas we've been told they've got to be in balance to find some Navarta. That's rubbish. One of them's your number 1. One of them's your number 7. And the problem with this is I'm going to ask you, and if you're religious, you're going to say religion, God's my number 1. And I get that. I don't feel stupid saying it's hard. I struggled for years. Don't worry. There's no one stupid. These are good questions, and you're asking your beautiful brain. We just kickstarting something here. Okay, so if you're brought up religiously, like all of us were, you're going to go, oh, God's number 1. But that may be true, but it may not be true. I was with a guy who goes, I'm an accountant. I work 18 hours a day, but I love my children. I said, bro, I don't believe you. If you loved your children, you'd be at home at 6 o'clock to feed them, bath them, put them to bed, and then you do your accounting afterwards. I had another, my wife's my number 1. He worked until 8 o'clock every night. He played golf the whole of Saturday, and Sunday morning he got over his hangover. I said, you don't love your wife. If you loved your wife, you'd be home with her. You'd work from home. COVID brought that, right? In those days, we didn't have it. If you really loved your wife, number 1, more than anything else, you'd work from home. You would hate to leave her in the morning. You wouldn't leave. You'd make a plan of being with her all the time. Now, I'm going to ask you, just to consider out of the 7. So 1, physical. Physical. If your physical was your number 1, you'd probably have a 6-pack. Okay, if you were, and you'd go to gym 2, 3, 4 times a week, and you'd eat healthily. Maybe you're banting. Maybe you're doing intermittent fasting. Maybe you're doing keto. Maybe eating salads, Mediterranean diet. You're taking care of your body, right? Number 2 is mental. Mental, Vinesh and I have. It's learning and teaching. If you go, if Vinesh goes, hey, there's a course coming back, I'll go, yes, I'll go. And then he'll tell me what it is. Okay, we love to learn and teach, tweak and test and share the best of what we have with other people. So if that's you, maybe that's your number 1. Then the next one is spiritual. Maybe God. If spiritual is your number 1, you wouldn't just go to church on a Sunday for 1 hour, okay, and then wish you were fishing or golfing, but you'd be going 3, 4 times. You'd be meditating, you'd be praying, you'd be reading the Bible, the Bhagavad Gita, the Quran, whatever it is. You'd be hugging trees if you're a Tai Chi person. That you'd be painting orphanage walls and praying for cancer people and COVID people in the hospitals. That would show that is your true number 1. Then the next one is your vocation, what you do for a living. Is that your number 1? Is how you make money. Next one is building wealth. Now, when I asked you all earlier, who wants to be a multimillionaire, you all put a 9. You all said yes, but only only 1%, not even 1% of the human race is financially free. Less than 1% of the human race is financially free. There are 94 people online, Vinesh and I, so there are 100 of us more or less. It's me. Okay, it's me. So you may think, like, Aldo, do you want to be a multimillionaire? Yeah. Are you willing to do the work? No, the government must give me a house, the government must give me a job, the government must give me a business. Man, you're gonna die poor waiting for the government to do anything for you other than steal your taxes in any country in the world, not just here, right? The next one is family. And the family is truly your wife, your husband, your children, and then the other one is societal. Now societal is an interesting one. These are doctors and dentists, politicians sometimes. Madiba would fall in there. Oprah Winfrey would fall in. People, Martin Luther King would fall in there. People who have a real passion for uplifting humanity, uplifting the human race. So just going through that, one of those will be your number one will be your number two, one will be number three, one will be number seven. And it's quite easy to work out. If you said to me, Steve, I don't know the difference between spiritual and physical, I'll just ask you the question. Would you rather spend a year in church or a year in the gym? And then it's easy. I'd rather spend a year in the gym. Fine. It's physical's higher than spiritual. It's easy to work out. Now, here's one of the keys. Here's one of the keys to a fulfilling, happy life. Do more of 1 and 2 and less of 6 and 7. Do more of the stuff that you enjoy and less of the stuff you don't. It's relatively simple. Now, I'm going to just share my screen quickly. I'm going to find this one here. And let's just go through a couple of thoughts as we get a little bit more focused. But I'm here to tell you, firstly, that you can have anything that you want. And I'm going to give you a couple of steps to mastery and manifestation. Number one, work out where you are right now. So listen, won't you take an area of life that you'd like to improve in, or take that number one or number two area that you chose, and let's see if we can enhance that somewhat, right? So will you all work with me? Will you give me a 9 in the chat box if you'll work with me actively on this right now? Are they going? Yeah, very good. All right. So take an area of life or choose some goal or choose some aspiration that you would like to achieve. Now, the first step is, where are you now in relation to that? Where are you right now? So if you want to earn 2-3 million a year, how much are you earning now? If you want a marriage and you're single, there we are. You're single right now. Where are you right now? Number 2, where do you want to be? Where would you like to be? So I hope you're writing that down. Where are you now? Where do you want to be? Now, number 3 is the most important. Is it important enough? Is it high enough on your values to achieve? Or will you give up at the first point of obstacle? Because John DeMartini tells us, we all know this stuff. It's old now. You know, in your high values, you'll enjoy pain and pleasure. In your low values, it's only the pleasure. The minute there's tears put, you move on. The minute there's an obstacle, you go, this isn't for me. Do you know that anything you say after should is a lie? I should go to the gym more often, well, you don't. I should smoke less, well, you don't. I should enjoy mother-in-law more, well, you don't. I should eat more salad, well, you don't. You know why your New Year's resolutions don't work? Because they're low on your values, they shoulds. Now, I really should lose some weight, then you get a gym contract, and by February the 1st, you've stopped going. It's got to be, number 3 is so important, it's got to be important enough. Then number 4, just make a mental note that you will do anything it takes to achieve that. You set the commitment. Do you want to know the most important, those of you who said you'd like a happy marriage, you know what, in my opinion, the most important aspect or ingredient to a happy marriage? Commitment. A commitment to turn down all the other offers on the way and stick with one person. It's not all the kuchuku, hugging and kissing and holding hands and snuggling after sex and all of that. That's all lovely. It's all wonderful. That's not what it's about. To make a relationship last is a commitment to turn down all the other offers on the way and make your partner the number one. Now, I'm going to ask you to do the same for this. Are you committed to taking the time and the energy and putting in the focus to make this work? Okay, there we go. Now, The next thing we do is we have this goal, right? And then you go to the internet, all right? You go to Google Images, you click on big images so you can get a nice one, and you find a picture that relates to that goal. Next, you get an affirmation, okay, relating to that. I'm so happy that I live in my dream home. I give myself permission to drive this car. I'm so happy that between Jackie and I, we earn 250,000 Rand a month, both doing what we love. Whatever it is, you put that, you get a PowerPoint presentation, pop the picture, get that affirmation underneath it. Now you go to your next goal, next goal, next goal, next goal. You do the same. And every day, listen, Einstein said that compounding is the 8th wonder of the world. Repetition is the 9th. You can have anything you want. All you have to do is tell your beautiful brain often enough, to the degree that it starts to believe you, because you know your brain's so used to you saying, I'm going to do this, and then something else comes up. Oh, I'm going to do that, and something else comes up. Oh, I'm going to do that, and your brain's confused. Your brain's like a child that needs boundaries and needs direct instructions. Beautiful brain, this is what I want. Over and over and over and over and over and over again. Next, you tell 10 people your goal so they can keep you accountable. And I suggest you tell one asshole, like your brother-in-law you always fight with, or something, someone who dislikes you, and he's going to go, oh, are you there yet? Are you there yet? Have you made your million yet? Are you driving your car yet? Because that OT is going to push you further and further to get in. Listen, give me a 25 in the chat box if you thought that was remotely funny. All right, but it is true, even though it is a little bit humorous. And then the obvious, just every day you take some actions toward getting there. So you work out, what are the steps I need to take to get to from where I am to where I'm going, and then take some steps every day, depending on how fast you work and how well you work, and actually how seriously the universe takes you. That'll manifest in anything from 1 day to 5 or 6 years. So yeah, we have just a very, very practical way of working. Action Coach, I was with Action Coach for a year. Very expensive guys, right? But you know why they call themselves Action Coach? Because they just encourage you to take action. Take the next step. John DeMartini has a beautiful exercise. Let's do it right now. Okay, just if you're with me, give me a 5 in the chat box, right? Will you do this exercise with me right now? I'll give you a minute or two. Here it is. And what's it? 25 to 5 on Friday afternoon. What 2 things can I still do today that will bring me huge fulfillment? Listen, the meaning of life isn't happiness. The meaning of life, in my opinion, is growth. Okay, and moving up Maslow's hierarchy to self-actualization, self-validation, samadhi, enlightenment, whatever you want to call it. It's moving up. It's growing. Everyone grows. You can't help it. The meaning of life is to grow. It's not to be happy. John DeMartini wrote a book. He said, I gave up trying to be happy because it made me so sad. If you have a goal to be happy, whenever you're sad, you're losing, you're failing. You spend half your life failing. Okay, what you really want to say is, I'm a whole human being. There'll be times when I'm happy. There'll be times when I'm sad. There'll be times when I'm ecstatic. There'll be times when I'm depressed. There'll be times when I'm horny, and times when I really couldn't give a damn. All right, then there'll be times when I'm healthy and times when I'm sick. Okay, so that's where. But now what we're looking for is pockets of fulfillment. To be able to end the day and go, oh, that was really fulfilling. Even though there was happy, there was sad, there was depressed, there was ecstasy, blah, blah, blah. The whole day was fulfilling. Now we're getting into a masterly place. Okay, so what are the 2 things you could still do today that would bring you a massive amount of fulfillment? Just something that would fulfill you just down to the core of your beautiful, beautiful soul. Write those down and then put your hand on your heart and go, it's imperative that I achieve that today. The other day I said to you that you can never earn more than your self-worth, your self-esteem, your self-belief. How do you build self-belief? Set a goal, achieve it, pat yourself on the back. Set another goal, achieve it, pat yourself on the back. Say you're going to do something, do it, and recognize you've done it and go, well done, Stephen. There's the 4 agreements. Beautiful, the 4 agreements. Give us a 24.5 in the chat box if you read the 4 agreements. The one is the most important to me at this point in my journey. Always be impeccable with your word. Always, anyone who knows me knows if I say I'm going to do something, I'll do it. You can trust me. If I say I will be there, I'll be there. If I say I'll be there at 4 o'clock, I'll be there at 10 to 4. If I say I'll pay you the money, I'll pay you the money. I'm impeccable with my word. You know what happens there? When you speak to the universe, it believes you. When you speak to yourself, you believe yourself. When you speak to your beautiful brain, you believe yourself. You start building this credibility with yourself. Remember, I said the relationship with yourself is the most important relationship on earth. That's the number one. That self-esteem, that self-belief, that self-confidence. You can nurture nothing more important than that to bring you great fulfillment. Let's have a look. I haven't even started yet, man. So I gave you this one last time. It's the essence of everything we do. Why do you think 2020? What do you think 2021 is going to bring? Why? It all seems so messed up. What do you think it's going to bring? I think it'll bring flowers. Why? Because I'm planting flowers. Ladies and gents, all 84 of you, what are you planting? What are you seeding? What do you think about? What do you dream about? What do you focus on? Because there's so many cliches around this. There's so many different words around this. You know, what you focus on, you manifest. What you dream about, you create. You know, even in transcendental meditation, Maharishi says, where consciousness flows, healing goes. Where consciousness flows, healing goes. During COVID, I noticed underneath my palm tree, there was no grass. There's grass there now. Why? I noticed there was no grass. I wanted there to be grass. So I took all of the actions to do that. And I nurtured that grass and I watered it and I planted it. Now there's grass. Okay, I manifest that grass. And that's what I was seeding. That was what I was planting. But every single day I nurtured it. I watered it. I put some fertilizer on. Okay, it's the same with our goals. So I'm going to ask you today. I'm going to ask you right now. Not only what are you planting, this is deep. Ladies and gents, you run by a program. You were programmed by well-meaning parents and religion and society, etc. when between the age of 0 and 7, your formative years. You were programmed, you're still running that programming. I have an NLP coach, and every single time we're together, you'll go, that's your programming. That worked for you when you were 12. It's not necessary anymore. Why are you still running that program? Let's upgrade.
Okay, did we lose the Van Bastens? Let's see. Steven, can I think that no audio. Yeah, we lost them. They've frozen in time. Okay, so Darren, will you quickly message them and find out where they are so that we can do everyone, I hope you are learning a lot, and energy is up. If your energy is not up, make sure you get coffee. Hello, Tracy Beckett, Yvette, thank you for your cameras on. Shona, I love your name. Nola, Oluwatoyin. Sorry for that, I'm trying my best. And nice to see the rest of you. So let's just quickly wait until they get back into the room.
I'm sure they're also trying to get back, as I know them. They're busy hustling there in the background.
Yeah, and I'm having my coffee. I saw, how's everyone doing? How's your energy? Let us know. You know, are you still enjoying? How's today's speakers? What is everyone learning something today? Is it still worth it? Camera or smoke break? Oh, okay, I understand. Loving, very good, very inspirational. I'm glad. Yeah, I'm glad that you all enjoy it. And it's so nice to see some of you that I know. Estelle, thank you for putting your camera, and it's nice to see her face with her name.
Yeah. It's actually nice if people put their cameras on and we can just see some movement.
I think, John, we should do an event, a Zoom event, where you're only allowed to be on the event if your camera is on.
Yes.
And Admin will, hello, Audrey, Tertia, nice to see you. I like your beard. Hey,
Karen. Yeah, I like that, Kobus. We actually make it a condition so that the people know. You don't even have to put makeup or anything on, guys. We just want to see your faces. You know, it is actually so nice. Yeah.
Because I'm thinking, Chart, when we do that, we do that event, but then we create a little bit of an aura around it. We bring in music, like last night with Robin Banks, we dance, we both present in the studio together, we make a big event of it. I think,
and we unmute everybody and sing with the music.
And sing with the music, yeah. Yeah, so I think everyone, I hope you will all enjoy that. I haven't got the dress on yet. What? Chart, I can't make it. I'm not going to put makeup on. Okay, Stephen is back in the room. Let me make him go. Let's say.
Good. Stephen is back. Unmute yourself, Stephen.
Baie mooi.
Gossiping about you, frozen in time.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, we ran out of signal here for some reason, but that's entirely my fault. Yeah, everyone, I went on a smoke break, man. I was so hot and smoking. I was just like on such a roll there that I fainted. All right, where were we? I'm going to share screen, and my apologies. Oh, while I've got all of you here, am I making some sense? Does it make any sense? Are you enjoying it? Should I hand over to Vinesh rather? Are you sick of me yet, or are we good? Yvette, I like this for a yes. Shona, Joe Easter, yes. All right, very good. Keep going, very good. Okay, sure. Yeah, I don't know what I would have done if you'd said no, but let's not go there. Right, here we go. Can you see the screen again? All right, very good. So you know, this is our programming, and the beauty is that we can change our programming. We can change our programming. It is possible. So I showed you some of this to you last time. This is the Ironman. This is a half marathon, halfway up Everest, half naked. He should be dead. These guys, they go out in the cold. This guy, 2 hours. I mean, after 10 minutes, hypothermia. After 20, 30 minutes, you're dead. This guy, 2 hours. What's possible? You know, our brain is so powerful. This is Vinesh and I just proving mind over matter. Quibus, that'll make you so happy. I've done about 4 or 5 fire walks. My daughter's walked the fire at 11 years old. When when you start to recognize how powerful your brain is, when you start to take control of it, anything's possible. 22 minutes holding their breath. Just when I do this, I'm shaking after 2 minutes. This is 4 hours. I think the world record is 8 hours of planking. Unbelievable. Ladies, those of you who are married with children, you know, if your kid gets stuck under the car, you'll pick it up. Okay, you find that superhuman power, and here it is. Here's the next important thing. Basically, we're frequency. You know, basically we are vibration. And one of the keys to lifestyle mastery, to manifesting something different, because I assume you're all here because you'd like something different. And Einstein, a rather clever dude, much cleverer than me, he noticed that if you keep doing the same thing, expecting a different outcome, that's madness. Okay, so we have to do something different. We have to change our inner belief. We have to change the inner game. We have to change our inner belief. And then we need to change our frequency. How do you change your frequency? Prayer, chanting, affirmation. What are you watching? Okay, who are you spending time with? When I saw Vinesh Maharaj at BNI, I said, I want me some of that. I want me some of that. He's got something. I want to be around that oak. 4 years later, I'm very different because of that. Some of you need to change your friends because based on the friends that you have right now, this is what you're turning into. And listen, you're the books you were reading 2 years ago. You're the series you binge watch. Your brain's a computer, and the sum total of everything else is of everything you've ever done, seen, and you heard. That's your frequency. Now, the beauty is you can reprogram your frequency. I also want to let you know, I was born into an environment where I was told I had to give my life over, and then anything that happened was meant to be. And there is some of that. Here's the $1 million question. How much is destiny, and how much can you control? And I think what we need to do as human beings is take a little bit more control in the things we do to create different outcomes. So this is why in our Lifestyle Mastery course, Vinesh is going to tell you about it. We've got, I think, 15 or 16 beautiful modules taking you through module by module, just to go through your goals, go through your why again, get some goals, get some pictures, get some affirmations, and then who are your top 5 people, who are the bottom 5 people, who do you need to forgive, what do you need to forgive yourself for? We can take control of some of the things that bring us fulfillment. And I'm going to suggest to you that maybe we need to move just slightly a little bit to the left of this. And won't you put your hand on your heart and say something like, just repeat after me, even if it's in your mind, or just aloud if you want to. I want to see your lips moving. You know, I've been doing things this way for 40, 50 years, and I want another outcome. And today I'm willing to take a little bit more control of the things that I have control of, and just make little tweaks in my life that will bring about things that are going to fulfill me. I'm going to ad-lib John DeMartini. Would you put your hand on your heart and just go, I give myself permission to live an extraordinary life. You know, nobody wakes up in the morning and goes, I want to be less than yesterday. I want to be more cuck than I was yesterday. I want to be a real doers today. Right? Nobody, yeah. Just give us a 5 in the chat box if you thought, okay, Tracy's smiling, so I'm all right. Yeah, oh, Tracy. Nobody goes. We wake up every morning and we go, how can I become more? What can I do? Who can I help? You know, how can I find more fulfillment? How can I make more money? How can I get more sex? How can I get more coffee? You know, I'm addicted to coffee. I just want more coffee, and that's fine. So, and you take control. And listen, this isn't a religious thing. I just like this. I dig this. In Hinduism, we've got the destroyer, the preserver, the creator, Brahma, Vishnu, Shiva. We've seen the destroyer right now. You know that this virus has come. It's destroyed a whole bunch of stuff. But I promise you, balancing that out is something beautiful. All we have to do to actually get through this time is to look into the future. One of the most magnificent exercises I can't wait to take you through when all of you join our course and go through the process is a Dare to Dream. So we go. So you know how you manage depression right now in COVID in 2020, 2021? You look to the future. Because so in 2030, 10 years from now, what house do you want to live in? What car do you want to drive? What family do you want? What bucket list items? What business do you want? Where do you want to travel to? You get pictures, you get affirmations, you know, and you put it in a PowerPoint. And as you go, oh man, we've gone next level. We've got a PowerPoint, we've got affirmations. Then we put a song to that. So we've got a goals playlist. And now we're working on ways we can bring olfactory into it so that, you know, maybe have some coffee beans stuck up your nostril because that makes me happy, right? Or it might be strawberries or something like that. And you bring the smell and the taste and the feel and the energy. And I promise you, you know, we write it out every day. We write out our dream home, our dream car, our dream every single day. And I promise you, if you would do it for 1 year, in 10 years' time, you'll live in that house. You'll drive that car. Tracy, you'll manifest that husband or change the current one more into that, right? Or wife, or whatever it is you want. Okay, I'm not judging, whatever. You'll drive, you'll go to those venues, I promise you. But the question is it important enough? It's number 3 in the 9. Is it important enough for you or not? Well, if we showed you a way, would you spend some time and money and energy to create something different? If you know what, we don't want to change your life. Promise you, we don't want to change your life. Your life's lacquer right now. We just want to enhance it. We want to bring you a little bit more money, a little bit more love, a little bit more coffee, a little bit more cake, a little bit more God, a little bit more of whatever it is you dig. If I showed you a way to get more of what you dig, would you give me some time, money, energy, love, respect? Would you become a raving fan? That's what we're after, raving fans. You know what? We're just walking in the footsteps of our mentors. Jesus was on the side of the mountain. Yeah, I'm on the side of a table speaking to a crowd. He manifests loaves and fishes. I'm manifesting and multiplying brain cells. That's all. I'm multiplying enthusiasm. I'm multiplying hope, ladies and gentlemen. I'm here just to give you a little ray of hope. Check this. Check this. Little ray of hope coming down. Do you believe in signs? Yes, I'm your sign, man. What do you need to destroy? What do you need to create? What do you need to preserve? So you need to create something new. I'd love to show you what that is. I'd love to take you through a process we know works. We've been doing it. We've been tweaking and tweaking and tweaking and tweaking. It's at the best it ever has been right now. Create the ultimate lifestyle by kicking average in the teeth. All right, so the next couple of slides are just some outputs from the Lifestyle Mastery Program, that the PowerPoint stuff that came up. But consider this. if I were able to change one thing, I'd get good coaching sooner and I'd pay for it. Stop asking your friends for free stuff. Ladies and gents, if you have a friend in business, stop asking for discounts. Please insist on paying more. Support your friends, for God's sake. Right, here we go. What if I could tell you, you could change your future, you could have anything you wanted, you could double your income, take it to the next level. What if I told you you control your destiny? You could have a stunning relationship. That fulfillment is in your hands. Man, would you take the red pill or the blue pill? You know, Vinesh is going to offer you the purple pill for the price of the green pill and all, you know. But it doesn't matter. Take a pill, and you take a blue pill, you go, the yin-yang of what? Vinesh Maharaj, Stephen van Vaxton, what? Or you take the red pill, you go down the rabbit hole with us, and we split you out enhanced, slightly enhanced on the other side. If you're interested, if this sounds good, listen, if this is even mildly amusing and entertaining, give me a 69 in the chat box. Give me a 69, Kerry or Karen. Right, there we go. Here we go, 2000 year. My slides messed up a little as I transposed them, but don't notice the bad stuff. Oh, it's actually on a check here. Oh, my healthy body weight, 89 kilograms. I'm 9 kilos away. I was 102 on New Year's Eve. I'm 98 today, 4 kilos. You know, and you know why? I've changed my mind. I've made it important. There we go. I give myself permission to live in a house like this. Look at that, ladies and gents. Tracy, would you divorce your husband and I'll divorce my wife and we both go live there together? Hallelujah, man. No, I'm only joking. It's actually you I'm after. All right, here we go. Love living in a golf estate. Look at that. I give myself permission to drive a car like this. My next car will be an RS5. It's there, a matte black RS5. I love traveling the world. You know, we look at these every day, and as you look at them, you're there, you're enjoying it vicariously. I'm so happy my passive income is 150,000 Rand. Money flows to me quickly, easily, continuously, and in large amounts, often from unexpected sources. You know, I did Mind Power with Robin Banks. If you haven't, please will you do it? Please do Mind Power with Robin Banks and then do Lifestyle Mastery with us. I had this belief that it's hard to make money. I've changed that belief with this affirmation. I just said over and over and over and over. My beautiful brain now believes that making money is easy. Money flows to me quickly, easily, continuously, and in large amounts, often from unexpected sources. Beautiful. I'm changing my own inner game. Yin-yang of sales. Jackson, this affirmation here, Jack, I have been affirming for 5 years. Okay. I am so happy that between Jackie and I, we generate over 250,000 Rand a year, both doing a month, both doing what we love. Now, 5 years ago, it was a big, hairy, audacious goal. In 2020 and 2019, there were months we did it. Combined 250,000 Rand. Ladies and gentlemen, that's a lot of hamburgers. That's a lot of upsized McDonald's. I promise you it's a lot of money. Okay. Never in my wildest dreams did I think we could achieve it, but I put it there anyway. If I could give you one thing, another thing today, dream bigger. Dream bigger. I promise, just dream, reach higher. Because when you reach that goal, you go, shit, I should have done something more. I should have done something bigger. Isn't this like? I'm so happy that our net worth is 20 million Rand. It's nowhere near that now, but it's better than it was before we started. So these are just ideas of what the outcome is of our lifestyle mastery program. Okay, we want to go. Oh man, this is so sad. We had paid for Tony Robbins in Birmingham in May last year. COVID struck. Luckily we got our money back, but we were on our way. Okay, this dream was manifesting. We just need to do it again. Okay, this in our last lifestyle mastery, we added this to our home. Beautiful steam bath, and we're reaping the benefits of that. Okay, so Vanesh's beautiful wine cellar that he likes so much. Check this. I'm so happy that I can't even read down there, but I look at that and I'm starting to believe that this is possible. All right, so listen, ladies and gents, any of you spiritual, I'm self-validated and self-actualized. Now, I'm not saying I am, this is an affirmation, so don't go, oh, that has got such an ego, he actually thinks he's like reached some idea already. No, I'm on the path though. I'm self-validated and self-actualized. You know how powerful it is when I look at that and I go, finally, I'm self-validated. You know what that does to my inner game, my inner confidence, my self-belief? I'm earning more and more money as I go through all of this. I'm so healthy. Ladies and gents, don't let mother-in-law die in the Johannesburg gym. Please don't do that to yourself. Okay, ever increasing. Are you ready, Vinesh? Okay. Create the ultimate lifestyle by kicking average in the teeth. Ladies and gents, it's Stephen van Basten, the white oak in this team here. I just partnered with him because I needed some PEE, and he wants his land back, so I'm trying to help him with that shit. And it's just with the yin-yang of sales. He's tall, dark, and handsome. I'm short, fat, and ugly. But you know what? He's the yang, I'm the yin. But together, you know, our social, thank you, Tracy, our social vision is to prove to society that two people from different backgrounds can get together and equally and create something extraordinary. Will you jump on that bus with us? Oh, God.
Oh my Lord, killing it, Mr. Van Basten. Put your hands together, show some love for Mr. Stephen Van Basten. Listen, if you love that as much as me, give the man a 10 in the chat box. Come on, show some love. Fantastic. We're just busy setting up, where's mine, Holmes? Yes, I can. So ladies and gentlemen, let me introduce myself a little bit more formally. My story is just like yours. I think we're all from somewhere gone through something and may have reached a point in your life where you now are looking for more. You're looking for growth. You're looking for opportunity, and you're hungry to take your life to the next level. So having said that, let me tell you my story. I was born and raised poor on the Cape Flats. Yep. Cape Flats, you may be familiar with it. I'm from a place called Rylands Athlone. Anybody familiar with Rylands Athlone? Go 10 in the chat box if you know where I'm talking about. Ja, dis Frantiet is my no Tracy Beckett. Is real nogal. Dis tande. Ja, Karen lag lekker. Tracy lag lekker. Just like it. So why am I sharing this with you? Because half of my friends are dead and the other half are in jail because of gangsterism and drugs. These are real life-threatening situations that people go through in this thing called life. So what I'd like to do today is share that story with you. So here I am. I would go on holiday when somebody got married or died, and I would sleep on the floor for 2 weeks. And if I was lucky, I'd go see the beach for a day. I'm 13 years old. I come home and I scratch my head because over the road is the haves. They have big houses, big, beautiful cars, great lifestyles, travel, experiences, and clothing. And my mom and dad are fighting to keep the lights on, the belly filled, and the roof over our heads. And I think, WTF, man, what the fudge? What the freaking fudge have you done, God? Are you playing a sick joke on us poor people? Why do they have all that shit and we ain't got nothing? And so I'm 13 and I'm trying to find perspective and I can't. But continue to ask the question, I stumble upon a thought, and the thought creates reality for me. And the reality is the following. I recognize and realize, number one, that the haves who have beautiful homes, lifestyles, clothing, and travel have those because they have the right data. They have the right information. My mom and dad had the wrong information. They were working in a job, playing the survival game. Guess what the result is from playing the survival game? Survival. The wealthy and the haves were playing the success game. They were building legacy wealth. They were building legacy information and knowledge for their kids. They were sending them to the best school, so not so they could get a better education, but so they could network with like-minded people. And I was going to school with kids who were just trying to make it in the world, trying to be someone. I had no soccer skills. I had no netball skills. I had no basketball skills. I couldn't catch a rugby ball, so I was not going to get out of the ghetto in sport. I had no musical abilities. I couldn't rap like Tupac. I couldn't sing like Georgie. I was in the cup, yeah. So I had no choice. The only choice I had was recognize the second thing, and that was, not only do my parents have the wrong data, but the successful, the wealthy, the achieving, the living the ultimate lifestyle people were free from the BS. The BS I refer to is all the limiting beliefs that keeps you playing life small. The BS refers to all the people who told you that you're not good enough. You're not good enough to be married to me. You're not good enough to be my child. You're not good enough to be my friend. You're not good enough to live in my home. Those people created your realities and your beliefs. I then realized, oh my Lord, when broken people raise kids, they get broken kids. And when those broken kids go into the world, they have broken relationships. And they produce thousands of people around the country who are broken. And that's the truth. So here I am, 13 years old, and I make a decision. Number one is I've got to get out of the rat race. I've got to get out of the ghettos of the Cape Flats. I spend my days learning from the best minds of our times. And I make a decision. And today I'm asking you to make a decision. You can change your story. You can rewrite your future. The pen of your destiny is in your hand. And let's start at that moment of birth when you came into this world. You came in with pure potential. But the first two words that your parents taught you were no and don't. No, Karen, don't stick your finger in the socket, you're going to die. No, Letitia, don't play on the road, the cars will kill you. Mirinda, don't watch TV late at night, you have to be fresh for school. And the poor little kid is 2 years old or 3 years old, is a little tot, doesn't understand that nothing I do is good enough because I'm a curious mind. I'm 2 years old, I'm 3 years old. I want to explore the world. And every hurdle I reach, I hear no and don't, and every in between, because I've got broken parents, I get broken a couple of times. I don't know if you were raised in that generation of tough love. Yeah. Jy kry so 'n lekker paar klappe, nee Vinesh. So here I am you're a kid, and the first two words you learn is no and don't. But now you become a little toddler and you go to school. And when you're in school, you may be too tall, too short, too fat, too thin, too white, too black, too different, too Indian, too Chinese. And kids call you names. Were you called names at school? And all of this is affecting your self-belief and your psychology, and you don't know how to frame it because you're 7 years old. But your reality is being formed and your destiny is being shaped by every single interaction you are having. And now you grow a little older. You grow a little bit of breast if you're a girl. And that is a mana op die bors. You get some hair on your chest, right? You become a man or you become a woman. And hormones are running wild in you as a teenager. Shona, you remember that day you found love at 16 years old, your first love, your Romeo. And Ian, did she or he leave you heartbroken? Because all romance ends in tragedy. Ask Romeo and Juliet. You got dumped by him or her, right? Hey, Mohammed Mujahid, were you dumped? Mirinda, were you dumped like me? So you get rejected at 15, 16, and you feel like trash. How do you feel? You feel like shit warmed up, right? So here you are, feeling shitty, having a shitty life. Nothing you do is good enough. And you get a little old and your parents start comparing you to your cousins. Why can't you be like him? She's got better grades. Why don't you do ballet like her? Because she's such a good dancer. Why are you not doing this? And shouldn't you be doing that? And look at our neighbor down the road is becoming a doctor. And then you have some teachers at school who tell you, Vinesh, if you can't do calculus, you're going to die in life. You're going to amount to nothing. So these are the foundational years of us raising broken people. And everybody expects to be great. How are you going to hit a home run in life if you start on a shitty wicket? You can't, because your self-belief, your self-confidence, your self-certainty has been eradicated by your environment. Now, let's take it a step further. We all have that little voice in our heads, right? That says, oh, Vinesh, don't fool yourself. You're not going to lose weight this year. Ha, 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 ha. Or that little voice that says, you're doomed to be poor, my boy. Or that little voice that says, who are you fooling, punk? You're never going to make it in this life. That little voice between your ears that is preaching negativity is occupying real estate in your brain. And it's shaping who you are and who you are becoming. So if we can break through, and overcome all the limiting beliefs that keep us shackled in poverty, that keep us shackled in mediocrity, that keep us shackled, that we can never be free. Because real happiness, if you're pursuing happiness, or real fulfillment, is when you have an incredible level of freedom. Freedom, man, freedom. Where the government don't own you, where your boss don't own you, where your husband or wife don't own you, where your mother or father don't own you, where your lover doesn't own you, where the community doesn't own you, but you're free. You're a free mind. You can be, do, and have anything that you want. But your programming through life has brought you to this point. So many of us, as I look on the screen, between the ages of, let's call it 25, 35, and maybe 55, you've had some life experience. Your past knowledge, your past production, your past becoming has brought you to this point in your life. For you to change the story, you to change the dialogue, you have to get a new set of data. My parents had the wrong information. Their encouragement to me was, Vinesh, go to school, get a job, and then you'll be happy. And then they added, meet a nice girl, get married, have kids, and then you'll be happy. Now, I challenge you, how many of you married, have a job, have a husband or wife, and have kids? How many of you are happy? If you're happy or fulfilled, give me a 10 in the chat box. I thought not. I thought not. How many of you would like to be fulfilled? Oh, Louise, 8. I like that, Louise. Hoorah. Let me tell you a quick story about how you can give up playing little, stepping up to the plate, and owning your destiny. The first thing is that you have to absolutely make a decision today that you refuse to be average. You refuse to be just another person in your company. You refuse to be just the wife of. You refuse to be just the husband of, or the mother of, or the father of. You absolutely refuse to play little and be average. Make a decision, make a commitment now that I refuse to be a little bitch. I refuse to surrender. I refuse to be average. I refuse to be mediocre, because God don't make no shit. Right? Then, number 2, I want to challenge you that for you to free and liberate yourself from your past, you're going to have to do something different. You're going to have to become a different person. Now, with regards to that, I told a little story about the diamond miner to the salespeople, and I want to share this with you quickly. There was once a dairy farmer in North Africa who sold his farm so that he could pursue diamonds in Kimberley, South Africa, 200 years ago. The new farmer would walk his cows through the same grass in the morning so that he could have dew-laden grass for breakfast, walked into the stream at midday, and he'd lie on the banks. And while laying on the banks, he noticed this most remarkable glistening coming off the water. He got up and picked up this rock that was black at the bottom, brown in the middle, and creamy white on the top, and he took it home and said to his wife, it'll be a great ornament. They put it by the fireplace. That Sunday, the predikant, the umfundisi, the dominee, the mulana, he came there to break bread and sing the gospel. And while doing that, he notices the rock on the fireplace, and he asked the dairy farmer, my good man, do you know what that is? And the dairy farmer says, no, sir. I'm like Jacob Zuma. I got a standard 2 education. It's a rock. And the dairy farmer has a look of, I really don't know, total ignorance. The priest takes the dairy farmer down to the lake, the river, and they pick up one rock and another and another. And the priest says to the young man, sir, you're a multimillionaire. And the dairy farmer in his ignorance says, yes, I know. God has given me useless cows. We put grass through their stomach. We get milk and cheese and yogurt and butter. I've got 1,000 cows and 1,000 hectares. Of course, I'm a multimillionaire. And the priest says, no, actually, these are diamonds in the rough. What are your diamonds in the rough? Where are your millions? Where's your best health? Where's your best body? Where's your mental and emotional freedom? Where's your relationship freedom? Where's your retirement? What is your business producing? Because until we can go back to the building blocks and start eradicating the weeds, you've heard this before, the mind is like a garden. You can either sow flowers or weeds. And to sow weeds, you don't even need to seed anything. They grow automatically because of the environment. But if we want to harvest roses in your life, we have to weed out the weeds, Prepare the soil, a fertile mind, prepare the soil, and then seed and nurture and develop and water and practice. Back to the dairy farmer, the person who had sold the farm originally and moved to Kimberley, South Africa, plunged to his death 50 years later, finding no diamonds. A broken, lonely, dejected, and abandoned man by his family plunged to his death, broken. What is the moral of the story? Right now, you're sitting in your diamond mine. Are you mining your potential? Or are you happy to be average? Are you happy to live on 20 grand a month? Are you happy to eat, the most unhealthiest foods under the planet called fast food because it's cheap and nasty? Or do you want foods from health food stores? Do you want free range produce, which is of course more expensive? Do you want a great body? Do you want a great mind? Do you want to be on top of your game? Do you want to be the authority in your space? Or are you just going to be another wannabe? And the planet's full of people who just want to be. They're full of hope, but they have no strategy. What we'd love to give you, my friends, is an opportunity to write your destiny, to create the ultimate lifestyle in the 7 areas of life that Stephen spoke of: relationships, God, spirituality, knowledge, mental, learning, teaching, relationships, money, wealth, health, physical, community, society, etc. And then ultimately go on to be all that you can be. Now, you may be sitting in Cape Town, where you're listening to this from, or here in Johannesburg. You could be in Zimbabwe. Wherever you are now, we all suffer the same challenges on this planet. We have a program and a process to help you overcome all your limiting self-beliefs, establish goals that inspire, motivate you to the next level, that you'll take so much action that God and the universe will stop to acknowledge, hey man, here comes Samuel, this guy's for real. He's not wishing, he's not hoping, he's committed, he's all in. Most people have New Year's resolutions. I'm gonna stop smoking. I mean, that euphoria. I'm going to join the gym. How many of you signed up at Virgin? How many of you are active Virginers? You signed up at Virgin, but you never went after week 2. How many of you signed up for the weight loss program with the lady at Herbalife or some other weight loss company, and you never followed through? We want to help you take so much action, and to do that, we've got a support program to make sure that you stay loyal, true, and accountable to you and your family and your goals. Hey, when my mom and dad used to shout at me for leaving the lights on because they couldn't find the money. My mom and dad could not afford to buy me clothes. I had to go to secondhand store. And I'm not complaining, I'm celebrating. I'm celebrating because now I don't have to do that shit. I'm free. I'm mentally, emotionally, spiritually, financially free, because even the money I don't have now, I'm going to have tomorrow. I'm going to have it next week or next month. But my 10-year vision, my 5-year vision is filled with wealth and abundance. And so can yours. You can be great. You can be average. You can be freaking exceptional. The choice you make is up to you right now, today. Folks, I want to give you the chance to join Stephen and I. How do I F5 this? Is it F5 for full screen? I want you to come and join us. Hey man, here's some insights to our program. Imagine having the power tools to build the right vision, the right affirmation, the right dialogue, and the right intention to live the right life that you and your family deserve. By the way, what I didn't tell you as a 13-year-old, I went to learn from the greatest minds, and 80% of my development was personal development. Reading the books of Og Mandino, Tony Robbins, Zig Ziglar, Brian Tracy, just to mention a few. Now, we've got an amazing program because, hey, how many of you are tired? How many of you want to go to Bella Bella for a holiday? And how many of you want to go to Vegas, Paris, Dubai, Thailand? If you want to go to Thailand, Vegas, or anywhere exotic, give me a 10. If you want to go to Bella Bella, give me a 100. I don't think anybody wants to go to Bella Bella, right? All right, thank you very much, man. So imagine you could reach your earning potential because of this program. Now, the only difference between a rich man and a poor man is the level of thinking. And Stephen would have told you in his presentation, think bigger, man, think bigger. There's somebody earning 100 grand a month. Why are you satisfied at 20? We'd like to give you the opportunity to participate with us in our Kick Average in the Teeth Ultimate Lifestyle Program. We have 15 hours of pre-recorded training for you. 15 hours, that's an hour a day. You spend an hour with Stephen, you spend an hour with me day for day. You could do 15 hours in one day, you could do it in 2 days, but you have access to it for life. Now, imagine that you had a blueprint for success. By the way, we have hundreds of tests, well, maybe not hundreds, we have tons of testimonials of people who've changed their income, changed their health, changed their relationships, and are building successful lives. We met half of them for dinner, for lunch today, and they were sharing some of their success stories there. Hey, that could be you. Take back your destiny, my friend. And then after your 15 hours, you get to spend 100 hours with Stephen and I live. That's 2 hours a week, every Tuesday currently, from 3 p.m., my apologies, 1 hour a week, correction, thank you, 1 hour per week, every Tuesday from 3 till 4 p.m., where we play your trainer, your coach, your facilitator to help you align your dreams, goals to your actions. With no action, no result. Now, how much would you pay for something like this? How much would you pay to be happy? How much would you pay to have a great future, a financial plan of freedom? How much would you invest in yourself? No, you're not going to pay 5,000 Rand. We want to give it to you. Hey, if you like what you see, can I get a 10 in the chat box? Who thinks we could help you? Give me a 10 if you think we could help you become more than you are right now. Karen, you're a star. Thank you, Tracy. Love you long time. Yvette, that's awesome. Andrew, appreciate you. That's really great. Sagan, thank you. Thank you, Chris. We got 5 out of 80. Gosh, I must suck, man. I think you help everyone. Hey, that's very sweet of you. Thank you, Louise. Thank you, Vernie. Thank you, Erica. Ladies are very generous. Thank you. We appreciate you. Now imagine that your future's in your hands and you could be, do, and have and create a better life for yourself because you freaking deserve it. You're not going to pay 5 grand, my friends. We're going to give it to you. Are you ready for it? 15 hours pre-recorded. You get to spend an hour per session going through the inner game, working through the modules one by one, exercises to help you determine your high values, then to establish meaningful goals. And once you have those meaningful goals, the top 5 activities that you could perform every single day to lose weight, feel great, make a ton of money, and become financially free. I just want to check, Corbus, are you there? Are you in the chat sharing with people that link for those who'd like to get on? I don't think Corbus is in. Hey, congratulations, Louise Berger.
Yes,
you're
yes,
up
yes.
first. Where's that link, sir? Aha.
Yes, Quibus will be back now.
Very good, very good. So Quibus has a link for you guys to get onto this program. Thank you, Louise Berger. Thank you, Elsa B. Bam. Me too. Who's 3? Karen, say yes. You're sitting on the edge of like, do I, don't I? Should I, shouldn't I? Don't let opportunity pass you because we're not going to give this thing away again. I mean, a grand is, it's like 10 Rand a day for a year. It's like stupid insane, right? So get onto the board. Get on the board. Amber Padiachi, thank you. Is that a yes? Is thank you a yes? How much is it, Mr. Mohammed? It's only for you. Only $9.99, and you get the Hindu for free. For today only. Take advantage. And if you want Bollywood, we bring it too. All right, listen, Miranda, get on board. Yeah, I am funny, my brother. If it's not fun, we don't do it. We don't just want to be some professors. We're real people with real challenges like you, living this thing called life and getting out of the rat race. Thank you, Tersha Busakwe. Hussein Mohammed Mohajid. For you, like I said, a humble 1,000 Rand. Estelle Knox, $1,000. We're waiting for that link from Quibus. I'm going to see if I can get it quickly. All right, so ladies and gentlemen, here's the good news. Remember that you can be, do, and have anything you want. But you have to make that decision today Yeah, this is very different, Rian. Rian, this is only personal development. It's about setting goals in the 7 areas of life. It's about overcoming limiting beliefs that you may have. It'll be about finding your true north, because so many of us are being pulled in so many directions. You know, you have to be a great mom, you got to be a great wife, you got to be a great lover, you got to be a great friend, you got to be a great daughter. Where do you feature in all of that? You've been great to everybody else, but how are you filling your? And Tracy, if you're emptying your cup for everybody else, because nurturers and caregivers like you care about everyone else. So we go into life taking care of everybody else, but when do you stop to fill that cup? Let me share with you some wins from our clients who've done this program. Thank you, Mr. Fisher. So you'll see that Corbis has just posted the link online. Go on, click on it, make the reservation. This offer is for you guys for today only. Bear in mind the following, that when you sign up for this program, you'll do 15 hours online pre-recorded video content. And then you join us every Tuesday for 1 hour a week for 50 weeks. That's 100 hours. Is that right? No, that's 50 hours. I've got my maths confused because we have so many programs. This is 50 hours of coaching, training, and facilitation to help you live a great life. Now, I'd like to encourage you, for those of you who like this presentation, connect with Stephen and I on Facebook, LinkedIn, Twitter, Instagram, whatever's your poison, and then go to the YinYang sales page. And like us, we're known as sales trainers, but we've realized that for people to be better than good, we need to build the inside so they can manifest on the outside. The reason your external results are broken is because the inside is broken. If you're broke right now, you need this program. If you're lonely right now, you need this program. If you're distressed right now and you have no direction or clarity, you need this program. Some of the feedback from people who've done the course, Mr. Tace Lawrence, you guys have changed my life. I recently went to close a 100,000 Rand deal. I closed 70,000. I've had the confidence before this to do that. Can you believe it? By the way, we had lunch with Tace today. Tace, by the way, is a multimillionaire who's doing business around the world, but he didn't have the confidence to sell, and he's selling now. Next, there was a lady in our group called Vanessa. Vanessa went from, I'm probably wrong, but from 100 kilograms to like 65 kilograms in a pace of about 3 to 6 months, because she changed the wiring between her ears. It's not your tongue that's the problem. It's the space between your ears. The emotional, mental real estate needs to be rewired. You know what? You can manifest anything you want, says Stephen. Let us help you. Let us help you create the life that you deserve. Let us find you the love that you don't spend your nights lonely. Let us help you. The lady who did this program, her name, Stephen, the one from Felton. There's one lady, she was 26 years old. She went from one relationship to another, broken. And then Stephen sat down with her. We did the exercise. And 3 months later, she says, by the way, I found the love of my life. It's a year and a half later, they're still together. It's not because we're great, it's because you're great. And because the process works. The investment you have to make in yourself is a humble 100 Rand a month. For 100 Rand a month. The question is, are you worth it? Is your future worth it? Is 2030, 2029, 28, 27, is it worth it for you to be the greatest version you are? Here's my parting question to you. Who will cry when you die, my friends? Who will cry when you die? Will it just be your husband, your wife, and the kids? Or will you be on this planet to make an impact so big and so beautiful that people echo sadness because you're of departure? So having said that, I want to thank you everyone for your time today. We apologize about the intermittent break we had. For those of you who have joined us, congratulations. We know that if you take advantage of this opportunity, you can change your life and you can have anything you want if it's meaningful or important enough.
Vinesh and Stephen, you guys always just rock. I must say, really.
Jacques, you're an officer and a gentleman. Thank you.
It was, and it's always so entertaining. And I love the passion. You know, I've heard you many times and long ago nothing changed. You know, you're not losing that passion. That's a real, I think that's a real passion. That's why your program really works, you know?
Yeah.
Thanks a lot.
Thanks.
It was so nice having you guys here again. Thanks, Stephen.
Thank you very much. Ladies and gentlemen, if there are any questions, put them in the chat box. I'm going to hand over to Quibus to do a quick close, and then from there we'll probably say goodbye. We can't hear you, Quibus. Go.
Yes, our next session starts at 6 o'clock. If people want to go get a coffee and take a rest, and those who still stay on and I want you to answer some questions, they can just type it in. We will post the links. We will post some of the links that was shared early this week as well. Go on them. It's time for you to make your bookings and get online. For now, we're getting back next week at 6 o'clock, so please don't go anywhere. And Vinesh and Stephen, you're welcome to stay behind for even case if there's any other questions.
Hey, Karen, have you pulled the trigger? Have you swiped your card?